I gotta say I love Mahjong games. Not playing them. They're fine, but it's not something I'd go out of my way for. No, I love Mahjong games because they have a bunch of identical screens, so there's no difference in the footage that I put up. And I don't even have to spend much time describing them. Mahjong games are my cheat day. As you might guess from the title, Family Mahjong II is Namco's second Mahjong game. And the second one developed for them by Nichibutsu. Nichibutsu publishes their own Famicom games, but they also made a lot of Mahjong arcade games. In fact, Nichibutsu had their own dedicated Mahjong console that was released just about 2 months before the Famicom. It was called the My Vision, and you'd switch out the cartridges to play other strategy games. But this is the last time that Namco and Nichibutsu will team up like this. Both companies will release their own sequel to Family Mahjong II. We've been seeing a lot of 4-player Mahjong games lately, but Family Mahjong II is a 2-player game. It's a more streamlined version of Mahjong, and is favored for arcade games, which would be why Nichibutsu uses it. Mahjong, of course, being the rummy-style set collection game that's popular in Asia, and these video games in particular are based on Riichi Mahjong, which adds an extremely complicated set of rules for which hands are valid. The game has a subtitle, Shanghai Enomichi, or Road to Shanghai. That's your goal in some of the modes, getting to Shanghai for the Mahjong World Championship. Family Mahjong 2 offers 3 different modes of play. You have a mode where you can select which opponent to play against, including an octopus, which has to be a reference to gambler Jiko Chushinha. The second mode is Round the World Mahjong Quiz. There you're given a question and have to draw a hand that's an answer to it. I think as a strategy and puzzle mode, that one's pretty clever. And then finally there's a quest mode where you have to beat a series of 12 opponents, and you can spend money to buy advantages or negate their advantages. The interface for Family Mahjong is a little bit confusing. You hit left for pon, when the other player discards a tile that you use to make a set of 3, and right for chi, when the other player discards a tile that you use to make a run of 3. You also hit down to declare Riichi, when you are just 1 tile away from completing your hand. As I recall, I wasn't super fond of how Family Mahjong 1 worked, but I think this one's actually decent. It's got a lot of good features and a couple interesting play modes, and as somebody who has to play with a cheat sheet in front of them, I find the 2-player variant easier to understand. I think I'm going to say that this is the best Mahjong game so far on the Famicom. Of course, we have a lot of Mahjong to go, so I don't know if it winds up being the best. But Family Mahjong 2 is not a bad pick if you just wanted to play some Mahjong.